Greetings, everybody, from St. Benedict. It's Miss Gemmo. Hope your spring break has been healthy and you've been able to navigate these last few days in light of our pandemic and our national, international crisis that we're going through right now. I'm hoping to present to our parents 3 videos. This is the first of 3 that will kind of get everybody ready for e-learning. So I'm going to hopefully share my screen here and get the right one. Your patience. All right. So the first thing, what I'd like to do in the first video is just talk about our educational approach to e-learning and how we're going to do this, and just kind of give the general framework here, and then eventually answer your questions. I also like to just remind everybody that you are all in our prayers as we move forward in these next several weeks. And if you are in the healthcare industry or you're on the front lines somehow, we just ask that, you stay healthy and safe from harm, and we'll continue to pray for you and your family. It's pretty obvious that this is not a snow day. It's not an extension of vacation. And it was actually kind of sad making an announcement that we weren't going to be returning from spring break. I didn't really hear cheers in the hallways when I announced it on the Friday before spring break. So I do think that our kids have a sense of the gravity of the situation. And we're going to assume with our e-learning protocol, our e-learning framework, that we're going to be in it for the long haul. I'm not meaning to speculate anything. I don't have a crystal ball or any secret intel. But if we can just look at the trends that are happening in other countries that are also fighting the coronavirus, we know that we're going to be possibly quarantined in our homes for some time. So we've been working to, help with transition steps. So we all need transition time and transition steps. Teachers do, families do, students do. And the goal here with all this is to help everyone get set up for success. And we're going to learn to do this together. There's probably very few experts on how to actually do this kind of e-learning in this situation where we really didn't have a whole lot of time for planning. But take a deep breath. Here we go. Some of our overall principles that want to frame our approach. One of the most important things is that we remain connected to each other, that our kids remain connected to their teachers, and that there's interaction and opportunities for collaboration. It'd be, teachers do make a difference, and that classroom experience, the interaction, is really what makes the difference in education. We also need to make sure that we balance our routine, our structure, but also we need to be flexible in these situations because we really don't know what the next several weeks will bring in our individual homes. We also want to make sure we balance computer time and non-computer time, or screen time and non-screen time. We will be teaching new material, and we will be assessing for student mastery on the core content. We're going to give students opportunities to explore in the STEAM areas, those subject matters beyond the core. So it's important to us that we know where what material our students are mastering, and so that we can continue the learning to make sure they're prepared for next year, and that we're documenting it somehow so that we have a record of what we've covered and where students are at once we're able to get back to normal, whenever normal resumes. We do need to make sure that we allow ourselves a transition period. Again, for our teachers, our families, our students, we're going to find a rhythm and we're going to build momentum. And there's no rushing through that pattern. So again, transition period, we're going to get into a rhythm and we're going to build momentum. So give yourself some patience, give our children some patience, and our teachers some patience as well as we work through this. Eventually, we're going to integrate some fun stuff, some sharing, school spirit activities. I hope we're back in school in May for those students who are going to be celebrating key milestones. But if not, we're not going to forget that too. We're going to find a way to incorporate those as a community. And definitely integration of prayer and faith and service is integral to our Catholic faith. And those things too, as we build momentum, we can add those things in a more robust way. Some things to keep in mind, parents, caregivers are going to assume role of co-teacher in regarding the content. Catholic educators believe that parents are the primary educators of their children. That hasn't changed, but usually you're letting us know how best to meet the needs of your child or your children, and we're working together. Here, our teachers are going to be definitely teaching the content and that the facilitation of the environment, the routines, are going to be something that we're going to be counting on parents to make sure is happening so that the teachers can teach and the kids can learn the things that they're being asked to do. And that's really the whole essence of why I'm doing these 3 videos for parents. Our goal is not to replicate the typical school schedule of the school day, the school week. That really isn't going to be plausible. Our goal is not to replicate the intended curriculum online or at home. So we have to prioritize some things just because it just really would not be practical to try to replicate everything that we do in school through the computer in your homes. So our priority is the essential content in the core areas to keep students on track. So when it comes to the academic work, that is going to be a priority of ours. And also when we are prioritizing that content, that we are assessing for student mastery and progress. The other aspects of a school, the cognitive, the social, emotional, the physical, the spiritual, moral development, those things are still important. We have to continue to make sure that we allow for that in our schedule and our activities. And these are going to be woven into this new routine. So it's still important. Please make sure that you help us to keep those in the school, the educational experience, even though the kids are at home. These things are critical for a well-rounded student education experience so that we can continue for what is best for children's development at the different ages. So again, we'll give some guidance as how we can do that, and we'll continue to build that as we build momentum in our e-learning. So again, our curriculum priorities, we're going to be prioritizing instruction in reading, the English language arts and writing, math, religion, as well as science and social studies. But these are, obviously, again, the areas that we want to make sure that we prioritize. Where we will use the STEAM classes, PE, world language, band, and strings, is that we will have these be available for students to continue learning and the creative processes, have creative outlet. The idea here is going to be more exploration and not necessarily mastery. We don't want to stress kids out. We don't want to stress parents out. You guys are going to have a lot on your plates, and we're really not sure, again, in our individual households, how things play out. So when you are prioritizing your children's time and your time in where to focus energies, again, the core content area, reading, writing, English language arts, math, science, religion, and social studies, that's where we're going to be prioritizing our time. And not that the other areas are not important, but again, we are going to use those for exploration and not necessarily mastery. We are going to definitely try to build into our program, some sort of physical movement, physical education. Being that kids are going to be cooped up in homes or their apartments, we need to make sure that we also allow for this. It's going to be important that kids are up and moving. And these STEAM programs will allow for options for kids and some choices as well. If kids want to do more than just what's expected, they can also do that too. So if they really enjoy a particular area in the STEAM content areas, go for it. Let them pursue it and learn and grow. I know that you know this already, but I just cannot stress enough the importance of structure and routine is critical. It would be this is not summer break. It's not Christmas break where, we can kind of allow kids to sleep in a little bit or stay up late. It's going to be really important that they stay on a routine so that when we get back to normal, that transition back to school isn't going to be so disruptive. What we're going to be offering families is in terms of a school schedule will also provide flexibility. We know that parents are working from home. Some parents are still having to go in to their jobs. There might be other demands in the home depending on people's health. We want to allow for that flexibility. So again, we're not looking for everyone to have a mom school or a dad school in their home. So again, we're going to provide that flexibility. We are going to offer opportunities for morning announcements, homeroom check-ins. These connections on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, will be essential to make sure that we remain connected as a school community and that we have a school identity as well. We will suggest routines that will offer some balance between sitting and moving. This is not geared to having kids sit all morning long. We're going to make, with the screen time suggestions, I know that there's, usually parameters of what is recommended. While I don't want to say that they're all thrown out the window at this time, they're probably going to have to be a little bit more screen time than maybe what kids are used to. We're going to stress meaningful interpersonal screen time usage, as well as instructional time. And, if we can try to keep this in terms of short doses of screen time balanced with that paper pencil learning or pen learning as well, so that our kids have an opportunity to get away from the screens. We are going to have consistent school hours Monday through Friday, beginning each day at 8:30 with morning prayer and announcements and pledge. We'll try to do some fun things as well. And then we'll also close our day with closing prayer and announcements and some fun tidbits. These are going to be opportunities for students to also be able to participate in the announcements and closing prayer. So look for that. We'll look for opportunities for our kids to be able to participate and engage. In order to help our families prepare for the day, our teachers will be sending out the general plan for the next day, the night before, so that depending on your schedule, maybe you work better at night once all the kids are asleep, or maybe you are early riser and want to get the day ready, but you'll have that ready in the morning so that when the kids get ready and are coming to the table for their beginning of their school day, you can also prepare and lay out that schedule for them as well so they know what to expect. And we are going to simplify it for our parents, is that every student will have a point of contact. One point of contact. You shouldn't be receiving, 5 different emails from 5 different teachers. You should be able to receive it in one place regularly so that you know what to look for. What learning platforms are we going to use? We are an Office 365 school, and that allows us a lot of robust programs that we're going to be using for student learning in grades 3 through 8. It is, in order for these to work well, students need to have relatively good command of keyboarding in a way that they can, it doesn't take them half an hour to type their name in. So we would be using Office 365 for grades 3 through 8. That's naturally connected and integrated through their student email. We expect to use for grades preschool through grade 2 Zoom. It's a little easier to navigate, connect, and record for our teachers. I do expect our teachers to also be integrating other key applications as needed, and those are going to vary depending on the grade level. Our teachers are going to be delivering direct instruction through both live and pre-recorded videos. I mentioned earlier the importance that human connection is important when we are segregated or sequestered to our homes. And while there might be, great lectures on Khan Academy or other things that teachers can use, it's another thing to have our own teachers engage with students. The students know the teachers know our curriculum, and we can continue from where we are. They may use other videos as supplement, but we do want our teachers preparing the lessons from their own so that we can remain connected. At first, we're probably going to be doing a lot more pre-recorded videos as the teachers get a handle on how to use the applications, the learning platforms. And I believe as we kind of get through this, they'll be able to do a little bit more live instruction as well. The instruction, when it is live, will also be recorded in the event that a student misses it. So if for some reason your family's daily schedule does not allow for the actual engagement on the student device at the time, when we are doing new instruction, again, the teacher will record it so that the student can go back if he or she misses it or just needs to hear it again. We feel that that's going to be important. We are going to also schedule regular office hours for students to ask for help or to engage, and that will also be live office hours. So not through email, but actually live engagement through those learning platforms, whether it's Zoom or Office 365. That's our intent. All hands on deck here. We are blessed to have great faculty and staff. So not just our grade level teachers and our STEAM teachers that we will have helping student learning and growth through the next several weeks, but we also have support staff that we're going to call upon in various ways. So inclusion facilitators that work with students with special needs, our counselor, we will also engage her, a reading specialist, a nurse, tech support, and then we have a variety of other staff members too as we proceed in the next few weeks. So our goal is to use the blessings of our staff to meet all of the kinds of things that we'd like to do during a regular school session. We just are going to have to deliver it in a variety of ways. And again, I'll be asking for our school organization. So whether it's the Home and School Association, room reps, athletics, school board, scouts, you name it. When you get to the third video, when I discuss the importance of building community and sustaining community, that's where I'm going to really need our leadership, our school organization and parish organization help to make sure that we remain connected as a St. Ben's community. People say that the community of St. Ben's is one of the reasons why they choose St. Ben's and drew them to St. Ben's. This is a real test for us as a community to live up to that reputation. And I know that we're going to be able to do that and do that fully and positively and faithfully. So I'm looking forward to your help in that as well. What I hope to cover in the next videos, we're going to go more into the logistics of the remote e-learning approach that we're going to use, and then also talk about the importance of building community and connection, as well as the necessity of faith experiences while we are away from school and our beloved parish. And that it kind of wraps up, I think, this video. Since I can't shake your hand right now, I'm giving you a sign-up piece. I guess we could do a virtual fist bump, but I'll just give you the sign-up piece for now. This is it for that video. It's the overview. Thank you for making it through this one. And we're going to ask you to please proceed to video 2 when you are ready. I'll see ya.